Tim, well, it's good to see you. 2-fight win streak right now. It's got to feel pretty good. I had a couple of setbacks. How's it feel to be back on that winning path?
Man, it feels really good. Long time coming.
Yeah. Listen to me, the losses that you had, obviously we're talking to elite level fighters, you know what I mean? But is it important just for your own confidence, I guess, to get the results, not just the fights?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously winning is the most important thing, but forever I wasn't making a lot of money in the UFC, and I thought, like, once I made that bonus check once, I was like, oh, I got to get this, I got to get that, I got to do this exciting stuff. And then moving to Kansas City and having James like really hone my training, like we're not training super hard anymore. I'm really doing a lot of skill building and game planning, and it's just really refreshing because I feel like right now I'm the best I've ever been, and it's I'm an old dog learning new tricks, and I feel like I'm going to be a problem.
Is it hard to get to that point, like right in the beginning of your career? Do you just feel like you have to like work harder than anybody in the gym or put in more effort? I mean, is that kind of the mentality you come in with?
I mean, that's how it started. And then even throughout Vegas, when I was training here, like that's what it was. It was working day in, day out, but it was just exercising and training hard. And I was like, man, I'm a really good exerciser, but I'm not winning fights. So now it's all skill building and game planning. Like I'm breaking stuff down. Well, I'm not. James Krause is breaking stuff down and teaching me. Like I don't see a lot of the things, and I don't know. I don't even really know what's going on in there, but I know how to listen, and I know James Krause knows what he's talking about. So I try to take myself out of it and just do what he says.
Obviously, he's getting a lot of respect as a coach. I mean, but there are a lot of great coaches, but what is it about him that seems to really be attracting people right now? Can you identify it?
I don't want to say it's just him. I think it's the culture that he has at the gym at Glory MMA and Fitness. It's, in Vegas, it's kind of fly by night. Like I trained here for several years, and then I would leave for a week and come back, and a guy that I was scheduled to fight is at the gym that I train at training, and then the next week there's another flyweight there training, and like at James's gym, or say our gym, that's not happening. If somebody's even rumored to maybe be fighting me, like they're not coming into the gym. They can come afterwards after we fight, but it's just kind of closed off, and there's a culture he's, I don't know, people don't move to Kansas City for the weather. Like we're there for one reason, and man, I would already be gone if that reason wasn't happening. But I went from being a guy who was thinking, I'm just going to take whatever fights I can, get as much money as I can, and then try to figure out what to do afterwards, to whereas now I'm looking at title contention and possibly, fighting for a title again.
That's interesting. So it's like a whole new chapter, new direction in your career.
Well, I was so worried because, James has no problem telling me like, hey, dumbass, you need to do this and this. And like, he'll brag on me sometimes, but at the same time, he has no problem like telling me the good things that I'm doing. And like, I don't have any problem listening to him when he's telling me the negative stuff. And like, I'm getting better at taking on the positive stuff. And, James Krause believes that I can be a world champion. So that's making me believe that I can be a world champion.
That's awesome. So you were supposed to fight a few months back. Obviously that didn't happen. Good thing, bad thing, frustrating?
Frustrating for sure. The fight I liked, could have definitely used the money. But it's a double-edged sword. As much as I could have used it, I also got several extra months of training and skill building. And at the time when it happened, I was very disappointed and upset. And then they kind of luckily the UFC works with me so well. Like they told me, hey, we know you had a fight. You had a long camp. We can give you this guy short notice, or we can shelf you for a while and find you a ranked opponent. And usually I would have just always take the fight that they offered, but I'm set up in a position now to where I don't need the money. I'm okay to sit and wait for the right fights. And I would have never done that before. But with James, I sat back and I waited, and now I'm fighting the number 7 guy in the world, which is what I want. I just don't want to go backwards. I don't mind fighting the good guys, but if they're going to be good, which they all are, I want them to be ranked above me.
Yeah, no question. What do you think about Matheus? I mean, obviously, it was outside of the UFC for a while, but as you said, ranked now, impressive career record. What do you think about the guy?
Man, I think he's great. I think it's a really good matchup for me. The good thing in this fight is I feel like I've fought this guy 3 times already. When I got cut from the UFC, my first fight out was Elliott Santos, and then my next fight was Pedro Nobre, and then Felipe Efren. I'm 29-1 guy, an 11-0 guy, and I don't know what Elliott's record, but I fought these heavy-hitting, good record Brazilian guys before, so I feel like this will be the 3rd or 4th time I fought this guy, so I'm very well prepared for everything Nicolau can bring. That's
awesome. And I guess last thing for me, a win here, as you said, you're talking about top of the division. I mean, what do you see as the path for yourself?
It's hard to say. In a picture-perfect world, I win this fight, and then I get the Askar Askarov rematch. That's one I really wanted back. I was in a hit-and-run car accident a week before that where I got whiplash and knocked out, and I think that affected my performance a little bit. And so I definitely want to get that one back. To whereas like the Brandon Royval fight, for instance, I was out of shape and I quit in the second round. So I have to live with that loss till the day I die. I'm not going to be able to get that back. I quit in there and I quit at my job, and that's hard to live with. But with the Askar fight, I feel like there was some outside circumstances that affected other than just me being a dumbass. So that's a fight I would definitely like to get back. Plus, he's 3 in the world right now and has a direct win over me. So